Alright there folks, welcome to another fishing adventures, and I'm back up at Railway Pond on peg 1, but I'm not doing what I did last time. I'm doing something completely different, and this is something I've never ever done up at this pond, and that is fish with a feeder only. Talking to a few people this morning, I'm probably on a hiding to nothing because everything's up in the upper layers, but I do have a cunning plan, but I will reveal that a little bit later on as the session develops. You'll also notice I've got a bit of different kit around me today, a few different reasons for that, but I'm not going to explain it on this video. I will do some reviews very soon, but today's session, it couldn't really be any simpler. I've just set up a helicopter rig with a cage feeder. I'm going to use the Dynamite baits, frenzied hemp seep, worm meal, ground bait, because I want to attract in a few bream, hopefully a few tench, and see, I've got a pot of that mixed up here. I've got some castor and hemp, I've also got some worm, and if I fancy a change later on, I've got a bit of sweet corn as well, just as a change bait. I'm not going to introduce any chopped worm or anything like that initially. I just want to see how it progresses. My plan is, I mean, generally I could bash it out towards the island, but it don't feel right today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a little underarm chuck just to my right hand side. There's a nice little flat area that I found that's about 4 foot deep, and I think that's going to be perfect. I'm going to go in initially with a double caster on the hook and just feel my way into it really. Not really got much expectation as to what's going to happen initially. I think I need to get a bit of feed in and get a bit of bait going in and getting that attractant out in the water, so we'll see. Yeah, it's a nice little underarm chuck. As I said, it's about 4 foot deep where I am, and it's a nice little flat area. I did have a little chuck around with a bomb just to see. I'm going to set that in, just tighten up to that. There we go, and we are fishing. So yeah, just going to see how this session progresses and develops. As I say, I'm not expecting much to happen straight away. I may need to just be a little bit patient, but what I can do later on in this session, if I want to draw a few more fish in, depending on what's happening over there, I can always loose feed a few casters over the top, just get that regular feed going in, and then presenting that bait nicely on the bottom. It could just instigate a few extra fish or a few extra bites, but we'll see. I'm gonna have some quick casts initially as well, just to try and get a little bit of better bait in. I'm just using a cage feeder at the moment, but I have also got the option of just using these window feeders, and we'll see what happens. But just dead easy to quick change. I've just got a little snap swivel on the end, and the feed is clipped into that, and the hook length is on the line between two float stops. Ooh, something on there, feels like a perch. Yeah, little stripey. There we go. Nice little fish. That was just on a whole worm, whole dendra. First fish of this session. That's not bad, third cast. So at least we know there's a few, or hopefully a few down there. So we're off the mark anyway, that's the main thing. That didn't take as long as I thought it were going to do either, so quite chuffed at that. Mind you, having said that, it's a perch, so there's normally hundreds of them around, isn't there? So we'll see. And as yet, I've not introduced any feed yet either. Just using the neat ground bait through the feeder. I've tried double caster, single caster, and then I tried a whole worm. Ooh. A little pluck then. I'm kind of feeling, with it being a worm-based ground bait, worms are obviously going to be the best hook bait, I would have thought anyway. But with it being the frenzied hemp seed range, there's tons of hemp in there as well, so it could attract the roach in later on, the decent sized roach, maybe a few skimmers, which is why I've got the change bait, the corn, and hopefully if we start getting a few of them, if they go off the worms for whatever reason, I've got a change bait there to hopefully keep the fish coming. We'll see. I could be getting massively carried away and talking nonsense, but we'll see. It's one of those things. At least we're getting a few knocks, so we know there's fish there. Not entirely sure if I've been done now. Really? Had a couple of tugs and then nothing, and I think we'd maybe had the fish by now. No, just had another knock, so the hook bait is still on. Always worry about that. I never know what to do. It's always one of those situations. Yep, fish on. Yeah, little perch. Another little perch. Poor little thing. Didn't have energy. I pulled tip around, and I'm only using light tip as well. It's not as if I've got the big do for everyone on. Pish. I don't know. Right, then let's go back in full dendra. Yeah, I think I need to have a bit more practice up here, especially for the silvers, because feeder fishing on a commercial, I've got proper lazy, because you can just leave it and let it wrap around. You don't really need to do too much, to be fair. But with this style of fishing, because I don't do much of it, and I really should, because I absolutely love the feeder fishing. It's recognising those little twitches and dinks as physical bites from the smaller fish. And as I say, this is the first feeder session I've had up at this pond, and I've fished up here since I was a kid in its various club affiliations and whatever, but I've always fished either a waggler or the pole, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it? You get stuck in that pattern of only fishing certain ways on certain venues, whether it's right or wrong, but I've always wanted to have a go with a feeder up here. So as I say, the poll was put on Facebook late last night because I really couldn't decide where to go, and it was overwhelming to come up here onto a natural venue. Oh, a little twitch there. Now, we've not been fishing long, but I'm tempted just to start loose feeding over the top, because they're all cruising in the upper layers, and I think if I can attract a few in with some loose feed over the top, as I say, I mean, it's not massively deep, it's about 4 foot where I'm fishing. If the loose feed will attract him in, and I keep the feed going in on a regular basis, some of it's going to get to the bottom and they are going to follow it down. And if my hook bait's there, then I've got a good chance of getting a few extra fish. And the advantage that I've got as well by starting on this right hand side, fishing in the shallower water, I've still got an option to chuck over towards the island should this go a bit weird. Also looks like it could rain at any second as well, so that's not ideal. Oh, I don't believe this. What is going on? Done me. I have been done. That's annoying. And also very disturbing. I didn't think there was out in there. I mean, I've got... It's all 10, so... Oh, it is. It's a little perch. Dang it. Just saw a tip go around. Sorry. It's surprising what storage is in here, to be fair.
Has it got one that pulls up underneath?
It's got a deep thing underneath, and it's got a big deep drawer as well. And I've got, other than me feeders, I've got pretty much everything that I had in Octobox in here. So
you get power rigs in as well.
Yeah, a few.
Need some weight on the front. He's
gonna be off the back, isn't he? Yeah.
Titanic, isn't it?
I might just move camera just in case. Get it on You've Been Framed.
Stupid. Sorry about that, Keith. Is this fishing tip feature?
Yeah. Mobile Island. Ah dear.
He's doing a good job, this Keith, he always does. I mean, if that had been
Straight in there, yeah.
If that had been falling, it'd have been out by now. Yeah. You know, just sprayed the ball and that'd have been it. Have you got it?
Aye, little perch. So we're about hour and a half into the session. Probably 5 or 6 perch, nothing spectacular. Been smashed off twice though by bigger fish, so I've gone slightly heavier. Got 0.12 on with a 16s Matrix MXC1, just using a full worm. We're getting tons and tons of indications before, but this cast we've not had any as yet, which is a little bit unusual. So something has changed. I don't know if maybe there's a couple of bigger fish moved in and spooked them off or what, but we'll see. We'll keep plugging away and hopefully we'll get back on the fit. Straight in again. It's a better fish. It's a better fish. Or is it? No, it's just a bigger perch. Didn't even have time to empty the feeder that time, it just proper took it. We'll get straight back out. It seems to be then. We were just casting away from where I've been casting. And that's twice that's happened. I've just instigated a faster bite, faster response. Straight in again, look. Straight in. Perch. So, seems to be a little shoal, and as I say, this is hanging off the main area that I've been casting, so for whatever reason they have moved around a bit, but it's another strange day. It keeps going mega sunny, then clouding over, overcast, and then the sun's coming out, but there's tons and tons of fish cruising, which is a good sign. Some big clonking bream as well. Lovely now, lovely and sunny, so they're going to come, well, the one are going to be up in water. We'll see, I'm hoping, oh, it's probably bleeding now, that there's enough down there over that ground bait to keep them there. See, I'm getting indications again straight away there. We're in again. Another little perch, I think. Oh no, he's off. That was a lot faster, that bite. Just with half a worm, so what I'm going to do, I mean, that's not even emptied feeder, so put a bit more in, top it up, cast straight back out. See, we're getting knocked straight away. It's almost as soon as that feed is now settling, there's fish there and they're on it. And I said the ground bait is the Dynamite baits, frenzied hemp seed worm meal. So it's definitely drawing the fish in, because I've not put anything else in there with it. No particles, nothing, no chopped worm, just the ground bait neat, fishing a worm on the hook. Just had another little knock then. This begs the question really, from all you proper feeder anglers out there that do it all the time, is it worth, for a little water like this, popping braid on? Looks might be a netter, this one. Oh, it snagged me up. Snagged me up. perch is off. Damn it. See, I'm really doubting myself now. I'm really unsure whether to try and let these bites develop or think back to that one of the first fish we had was that little perch, and it knocked the tip and then didn't do anything afterwards. But anyway, work in progress, innit? A work in progress, this feeder lark. Straight away. Nice little roaches, nice little roach. And just as a bit of a change, I put double caster on hooks then, just to see if there was anything other than perch down there. So there's obviously a few roach milling about now, which is good. So I'm going to go back in again, double caster. I was just going to say, we've switched over to double caster on the hook and had that one small roach out, and then I was just about to say nothing's happened since, and this has been in about 3 or 4 minutes now. We just had a right big thwack, so there's definitely something down there. We're gonna see what this fish is. If it's a small roach or something, I'm gonna switch back and pop another worm on. If it's a bigger roach, if it's bigger than the perch, then I'm gonna stick it out with the double caster just to see. I had a feeling there was some other fish there other than just the perch, so it's always a good idea just to change your hook baits every now and again, just to see. So you can fish the same swim, put a different hook bait on and attract different fish, so always worth bearing that in mind. Yeah, I just don't think this is going to develop anymore. I'm going to bring it in, swap to half a worm or a worm head, and just saying that, we had a little tap then. Right then folks, so that is the end of the session. A few fish out, nothing really special, but a bit more than I was expecting. As I say, it's the first time I've been down here and done a dedicated feeder only session. I've been quite surprised really. I would have liked to have used a pole as well, because they were a lot shallow and I think I could have had one a chuck, definitely, and a lot faster in the space of time that we've had today. But I've learnt loads, which has been really, really good. Unfortunately, the big camera did stop recording part way through the session, so I'm not entirely sure what we've got, what we haven't got, but hopefully this video will make sense to everyone watching it. If not, my apologies. If it does, yay, fantastic, it was all planned and meant to work out like that. Obviously the rivers are opening very shortly as well, in 2 days to be precise, at the day of filming this. I'm going to start the season off doing something slightly different for a different channel, so keep your eyes peeled for more information on that, because I will drop a link in the community tab on this YouTube channel. But yeah, that's basically it for now. Stay safe, stay tuned, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.